Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm having to use my vlogging camera to film this video right now because my big DSLR, none of the batteries are charged, and I have literally an hour and a half before this needs to go live. So anyway, today we're going to be doing my Pan and Everything update. This was meant to be uploaded in September, but I made my cruise vlog 3 vlogs, and so this got put to the sidelines and I forgot to replan it in. Realised quite recently that I have not actually posted this yet, so we're a month late, but now it's time to update this. If you guys don't know what this is, it's essentially I am trying to get through every Panable item in my collection that is either bronzer, highlighter, blush even, and eyeshadow. Those 4 areas, and I'm going through each item from oldest to newest to try and hit pan on an item within that. If it's a palette and I've already hit pan on something within that before this project, then I randomly select another eyeshadow from that palette to work on towards this goal. And yeah, I've been doing this for, I want to say, a couple of years now. I'm not too sure how far. I think it's been like since 2021. So yeah, without further ado, here we go. So first item we've got is my Fenty Beauty highlighter. This is the Killawatt in the shade Metal Moon. I had this rolled in since February of 2022, and I'm very excited to say this took me about 98 uses. On my spreadsheet it says 100, but I know for a fact that I took this on holiday with me, and that's why I hit pan on this, and then I used it a couple more times afterwards, so I'm fairly certain that it was 98 uses. But we did indeed roll this out in September, and so I have rolled in something new. Obviously, I will get to that later on in this video. I feel like in the past 2 updates, I have said that, I'm going to roll this out in the next quarter, for sure. And yet again, we have not rolled this out. But I feel like we have made some solid progress. If you look, you can see that the rings are becoming much more obvious and like prevalent. I'm not going to say that it's going to happen next quarter because it probably won't, but I can dream anyway. Not too surprised that highlighters and blushes take me such a long time to work on. For this blush, I've actually used it 140 times since it's rolled into this project, so since March of 2022, which is a long time. So it's creeping up to nearly 2 years. Then in April 2023, I rolled in this. This is my Vivid Baked Bronzer by Revolution in the shade Golden Days. And I don't feel like there's been much of an obvious change. This is a baked product, obviously, but it's just looking like this still. If anything, it may look a little bit flatter on top, but I honestly can't tell any difference. I've used this 27 times since it was rolled in April. Then in May of 2023, I rolled in this. This is Bare Study by MAC. This is Pro Longwear Paint Pot in the shade Bare Study, I mean to say. And I used this 28 times, and I rolled it out in July, and actually this is what it's looking like just for progress related reasons. I'm actually throwing this away as soon as this video is finished. I have kept this around since I rolled it out in July for this update, but now I'm going to throw it away and into the bin because I've always stated that, you know, I don't often look at the expiry dates for makeup, and I just wear stuff for as long as I deem that they are okay. They don't give me a reaction, they don't smell funny, they aren't, like, you know, mouldy, all that stuff. This is the only item I've worn this year that has given me a reaction. It gave me red eyes, it gave me like really sore, dry, like awful eyes for like those 2 months that I was wearing this, and I stopped wearing it and my eyes would come back to normal again. So I definitely know it was this when I rolled this out. Then to replace the MAC Bare Study, the next eyeshadow in my collection is this. This is my Shroom eyeshadow by MAC. This is again a little single. So this has been rolled in, as I said, since July, and we have got like a little bit of a dip coming through. I feel like it's really hard to show you guys, but I feel like you can kind of see it a little bit. The sunlight is streaming through behind me. Yes, I've used this 42 times since July. It's been quite a lot actually, but this is quite a hard pressed eyeshadow. I'm not too surprised because it feels like it's been very difficult to get like any movement out of this for a while, and I had to really like push my brushes in hard to get any sort of eyeshadow out of it, and we're still only got like a little bit of a dip, but I reckon I probably will finish it before next quarter though. At least I hope, anyway. We'll see. I think I'm going to be doing my next update in December anyway, so there we go. So as I mentioned earlier, I rolled out my Fenty Beauty highlighter and I replaced that with this palette. So this is the Belgian Waffle palette by BH Cosmetics. So I decided to work on powdered sugar, which is this one here. So far, so good. It's a really nice shade. Probably going to take me a really long time to get through as well, which I'm not too surprised about, to be honest. I'm not too fussed about either. Okay, so those are the items that are in my pan and everything. Those are my updates, and yeah, I'm really happy with the progress that I'm making. I'm not wearing makeup on such a regular basis at the moment, so it's not too surprising that things are a little bit on the slow side anyway. So by next quarter, do I think I'll have anything rolled out? It's hard to say. I mean, there is a potential for the Shroom eyeshadow, but it's hard to tell. Okay, let's go on to my bonus pans. I'm not too certain 100% what these projects were in for some of these. Here we go. So the first one we've got was in June of 2023, and it is Primavera, which is this shade on the bottom row. I hit that in June. I'm fairly certain this was in, I want to say this was in Project Pan, but I'm not too certain. And then in July, I had my Take Me Back to Brazil palette, the 5th shade, which is the green on the top shade, on the top row up here. That took forever. I feel like that was in my Project Pan. Then in August, I hit pan on the 7th shade in my Maybelline Blush Nudes, which is this one here. And I'm fairly certain next month, or next quarter, I think I'll have pans in these 2 shades as well. But for this quarter, it was obviously this one in August. And also in August, beside that, I have my Norvina palette. I feel like this was in, for my Project Pan maybe, I'm not too sure. But for Celestial, it is on the top row up here. Then we have my matte Revolution Ultra Professional eyeshadow in Flawless Matte. And in here, I had the eyeshadow, surprisingly called Matte. The lighting in this video is terrible. That was in my Project Pan. My NARS Skin Deep palette, which is my palette at the moment. I hit pan on Torrent, which is this shade, this first one up here. I think I hit pan on this when I was on holiday as well. And then finally, we have my Too Faced Gingerbread palette, and I hit pan on Sugar Daddy. Sugar Daddy is this one down here on the corner. And that is basically it. That is where I am at. I think it's quite good to do this to kind of see my progress over the last couple of months. Yeah, here's to seeing what I hit pan on over the next quarter. I think my next update will be in December, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Might push it to January, not too sure yet. But anyway, that is it. I apologise for the poor lighting in this video. My Canon G7X does not work as well with the lighting behind me. I'm gonna go now I'll see you guys on Friday for my next video. Bye guys.